That's the side of Australia which we recognise, people getting together, taking
absolutely.
people they find. But wait a minute, the title of your book, John, Australia Breaks Apart, it raises the question, can it reform? And let me tell you, the thing that breaks my heart, if you like, is when I wrote my book in 2013, The Lucky Culture, I made a point in that book that one of the great things about Australia was that you ride in the front of a taxi. It was just part of the camaraderie. It was part of saying, well, you know, you respect the driver for what he does. You want to have a conversation with him on an equal level. Now we don't. Now I try from time to time to ride in the front of the cab, but it's awkward. The whole social distancing thing seems to me have done exactly what you say, literally in the title of your book, broken Australia apart. Do you feel as gloomy as I do about what we've lost, permanently probably?
Oh, you know, in some ways, you know, if you destroy a forest, something else grows up. And there is a kind of sense of that it really produced a whole new generation of journalists. But yes, I mean, my generation, people are so much more insular. You know, I had a friend who only had to, and he was out from Europe recently, and all he had to do was say, I'm having a party, and every man and his dog would show up. So, you know, I show up along with what was presumed to be a crowd. There were 6 of us, you know, and it was just like, it's like that, you know, the old days. It's not just that we're getting a bit older, but it's that there has been a real change, particularly in that older demographic. People don't trust each other anymore. The kind of suspicion, it's much more insular than it was. Yes, it has changed really profoundly, I think, and sadly, and the loss of faith in mainstream media, the loss of faith in government. I mean, that was one of the great ironies of this whole thing, was the survey showed that faith in government and media went up in the early days. And I'm just like, you've got to be joking. But it did. You know, and it's the consequences of that have been very sad, you know.
Anyway, John, thank you for joining us, and thank you for your book. I think what you've done is to contribute to the discussion which we should be having about what went wrong during the COVID panic and how we can avoid it happening again in similar circumstances. So thank you for that. And your book is available on the ADH, from the ADH bookstore. We'll have information about that on the screen, I think. But thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, it's been an honour to be here, and very nice to see you again. Thank you.
Good. Thanks, David. Bye.